race here today is coming from Laguna Seca. Uh, this is a 11 turn, 2.24 mile road course. Our reconnaissance lap is a little bit compromised here. Uh, Basically, we went through turn 1 and 2 on the inside there. Uh, this is turn 3 right here. Using all the track, swinging out. You barely got to hit the brake a little bit coming through here. This is cold tires because we just came out of the pit, so you hear kind of a little bit more tire squeal than normal. Stay on those curbs, turn in, brake hard, turn in, and then try to immediately get back to the throttle. But you can't get back on the throttle 100%. You got to kind of get on it a little bit slowly. That corner right there is quite tricky. Let's look at that for a second. Um, so part of the reason it's tricky is it's between two straightaways and uphill. So it means you want to get the entry right. You got to get the entry right. You got to get the exit right. And you want to carry as much speed through there as possible. On top of that, it's a blind turn. You can't see the turn. We still can't see it. We still can't see it until you're like almost right on top of it. So what I figured out is as soon as you can see this part of the curve where it turns lighter blue, that's where you want to turn in. So basically a little bit after the 2 marker um, is where you want to begin your turn in. Um, and so you can see we're on the brake a little bit here. We'll do it in slow motion. Uh, on the brake and turning in at the same time and then fading right back off the brake, trying to get the inside, not to hit the red curb, but to get all the way down to the blue and white stuff. See the car in front of us ran off a little bit there. Real easy to do. Um, Makes a big difference on lap time because it's uphill and because of these long straights. So super critical turn. Coming into the corkscrew is kind of signature turn here. So this one is tricky for a number of reasons. Where to brake, how much to brake, uh, that whole thing. So basically where you brake is right before you get to this 3 sign. So when you're still in the uphill part, you brake. And then you got to lift off the brakes a little bit because the front of the car unweights as you come over that rise. So you're on the brake hard. You can see 70% down to 50, and we're kind of feathering the throttle, feathering the brake, sorry, off the brake as we turn in. And then the other part is picking your line coming down. Again, a blind turn. You can't see the turn right here, but you got to have a marker that you use around here. I kind of do it by feel. I don't have a good marker, but this tree would probably be a pretty good one. Um, but that's the trick here, to not clip too much of this inside, because if you run through this gravel, even one tire into the gravel, that is an off track, not just an off track penalty, it's a time penalty. So uh, this turn, I missed the apex there, which is real easy to do. I miss it way too much. Um, these turns are all connected, meaning they're so close together. You're as soon as you're exiting one, you're entering the next one. So if you get it a little bit wrong or get your timing slightly off, you're going to miss the next one and the next one. Uh, so you have a little bit of a reset here. Oh, I missed that pretty bad. Trying to get the turn in here right. We're not far enough to the left to get the turn in right on this one. Run slightly wide there. You can hear the gravel a little bit. Here, I brake just after the 2. So right there, I start getting on the brake about, and you can see we're up to like probably 85% brake pressure there. Um, Brake hard, hard, hard in a straight line and start fading off the brake as you turn in. It's called trail braking. We missed the apex bad. Uh, we're like 2 or 3 car widths off of that apex there. So that was not a great. Let's see if we see chopper. Yeah, we'll go slow motion. So you can see you want to have your left side tires right next to that red curb, not on the red curb because that'll upset the car and throw you up because this curb is big. It's like a speed bump basically. So you want to be a lot closer. And this leads on to the front stretch, so you want to carry as much speed as you can through there. Uh, that's it for the lap. Let's go ahead and get to the race here. We skipped qualifying for extra fun, and here we go for the start. We started about 11th, I think. Pretty big field. for a random official race. We were able to pick off a couple cars, getting away from the starting line. So I think we're already up to like maybe seventh or so, seventh or eighth right here. Got the car to the inside there, so we couldn't use all the track. And then I make this move here. And we'll back up for that, get a better angle. That's a little bit hard to follow what was going on there. So we'll back up to about right there. And let's go chase view. All right. So this is just out of turn two. Turn 1-2 is kind of one complex there. So we're heading into turn 3, right-hander. Got a car to our inside. We got a better exit out of here, but he's still to our inside, so I got to leave him room here because I'm not sure how much he's going to try to dive it in there. But here I got the clear call from the spotter, so I knew I was clear in front of that 6 car. So I went ahead and took that, moved over because I was catching the black car in front of me, the 8 car. So I'm looking in the mirror, trying to see where the car is behind me, waiting to hear clear on the radio. I hear cleared now. Boom, immediately jump to the right because this upcoming turn is to the left up here. So and this car is kind of running a definitely running a defensive line, trying to keep me behind him over here running defensive. And so I need to try to make that move. And so um, that worked out. And you can tell like we're relatively close. It's not a whole lot of room around here. Um, but I was happy with that move. And then got a left-hander, and I was clear, and I didn't quite know it, and so I gave room on the inside, and I didn't need to. Oh, somebody spun back there. We'll let the computer control the camera angles. So now we're approaching the top of the hill. It's right before the corkscrew. Car in front of me locks it up a little bit. Somebody else locked it up there. Let's go a little bit wider camera angle here. Down the hill. Now we're heading towards that last turn before the front straight. Trying to stay close but not get into these guys. Wasn't sure how aggressively they're going to brake. And I figured let's try to get them on the straightaway instead of racing them into that last turn. Dive it up the inside. Get them under braking. That's kind of a textbook pass here for this track. You drafted them down the whole front straight and then dive the inside and out, break them into 1-2. So now we're trying to chase down that red and white car. We're currently running in, I think, 5th. It shows 6th right there, but we passed the 7 car after the start-finish line, so it's not going to update quite yet. Let's switch angles to go on board. We will go chase. You can see that dip down. That was dropping through the corkscrew there. Kind of braking a little bit awkwardly because of the car in front of us. I'm not quite sure what he's going to do. We both put some tires off. Kind of sliding it sideways because he braked in a weird spot. Go on board here, maybe it's a little better angle. Got the draft, got momentum. Again, dive to the inside. Still got to pick up our braking marker though, which can be kind of hard if there's a car to your outside blocking it, but luckily I could see it that time pretty good. Get in there, we got him cleared. Now trying to chase down the cars in front of us. finally found a camera angle I like here. Oh, that Marlboro car tries to dive up the make a look towards the inside there. Apparently we didn't get a great run out of turn 4, and he or turn 3 maybe. I forget which one that is. No, turn 4, and so he must have got a run. So now we're approaching, I think the top 2, 5th, 4th. I think we got to be running 4th at this point. So let's switch camera angles here. So we're trying to run down 3rd right there, and that is the fastest car in the race. I mean the highest ranked car in the race is that the one car right in front of us. The other guy made a mistake and went off into the gravel there. That was me getting a little bit of wheel spin, been a little aggressive on the throttle coming out of there. So I was trying to stay in his draft. Watch this one car. He takes an interesting line. He goes right up the inside here, which is kind of odd. I have not seen anybody do that line before. I don't know if he was just trying to break the draft or what, but he didn't lose time. But maybe it's just a defensive line. That's probably what it is. Definitely picking up a little bit on him through here, through turn 3 and 4. That's probably him looking in the mirror, running wide out of 4. So this guy qualified well, and in practice he was setting some pretty quick times. So I'm a little bit surprised that I've caught him from 11th. I don't know if he has a little bit of damage or overdrove his front tires a bit or something. But I said something to him. Oh, I think after I saw that move into turn 1 where he went defensive, I said something to him, I think there, or maybe it was a little bit later, of, hey, let's just go catch the car in front of you, which is Kanji, who had like 7 or 8 seconds on us. I'm just thinking, this Luca car in front of me, he's quicker than me, let's work together rather than him run a defensive line and slow us both down. But I didn't hear anything back on the radio. I don't know if he doesn't have voice on or maybe didn't understand. Not sure. So trying to take the shortest line around that part of the track. And then again, I'm not that close, and he still takes that inside line. So maybe it's just a line he likes. Or it's just double apexing 1 and 2. Using all the track, you notice, especially on exit using all the track, sometimes I miss the apex, meaning not right alongside the red part of the oh, miss the apex big time there. So we are working lap 5 at this point, and we are in 3rd. Let's go cockpit view. Get a lot of push on the front end through here. The front wheels don't want to grip through that part. You got to kind of lift off the throttle to get the front end to stick. Oh, wide here. This is the apex. So as soon as you feel it's wide, like you feel like you're going to miss the apex, you got to lift off a little bit and not get back on the throttle as quickly as you would normally would, because there's just not enough track left to do that. Almost outbraked myself there. I'm basically listening for the tires of if they start to squeal too much, I know they're sliding. If they're squealing just a little bit, I know I'm on the limit of the threshold of the tires and the brakes. And so I use the tire noises to help me gauge what the limit is. So I have the engine noise turned down and the tire noise turned up, so I can hear it. Again, stay wide until you see that clear painted part. He takes a different line through here sometimes, I noticed. I thought it was Luca. Maybe it's somebody else. Oh, he ran wide. He takes a short line into the next turn. Very quick sort of recovery and adapting to mistake there. You got some wheel spin there of just trying a little too hard, getting on throttle a little too hard. So we're on lap 7 here. Oh, he missed the apex there, got on throttle hard, and couldn't make it stick. So let's see it from a different angle. Not a whole lot of passing going on at this point, typically, so let's relive this for a minute. All right, so how did he get this wrong? Oh, there's a car behind us that spun off earlier. All right, so we'll go slow motion through here. So he comes in here. Let's try from chase view. See if we can see it from this angle what happened. Turned in too early. He turned in too early and then had to correct his steering. So he should have stayed out left longer. So maybe he was looking in the mirror, seeing how close we were or something. But if you watch here, steering, he turns in, starts turning in, realizes he's turning in too early and he's going to be all over that inside curb. So then he has to turn back to the left and then back to the right again. But now he turned too hard to the right and now the front tires are sliding. They're not gripping because he basically bobbled the entry and lost the grip. So for comparison, just since we're doing this here, uh, let's look at my hands going through here. So I stay out, I go to turn in. Oh, I have a little bit moment there too. I have a small correction earlier, and now I'm turning in. Still kind of playing with the wheels slightly, but we got the car already rotated more. So that's what happened there. Uh, so now we're running second, I believe. Yeah, we should be running second at this point. The car in front of us is Kenji. He is, I think, about 7-ish seconds ahead at this point. So when you see a lot of the apexes here, maybe all of them, are painted red. Um, so basically, I want to get my tires right up to that red. And if we run all the way out to the outside edge of the turn after that, then we carried as much speed as we could have through there. If we don't use all the track on exit, then we slowed too much. Missed the apex a lot there, and missed the next one there too. Could have been closer there. So you can see with missing those three apexes a little bit, the car behind us closed right up. If we went back and looked at it, I'm sure he hit all of those apexes. The car that you saw there in front of us is a lapped car, I believe. Oof. Car behind me got through there a lot better into the corkscrew. Yeah, it's a lap car right in front of us. Let's look at that. If we go chase, go slow motion. So this is right onto the front straightaway. So you could see this time I hit that inside red curb. And if we look in the car, let's do slow mo and watch the hands as we hit this thing. Like, oh, we're gonna hit it. We hit it, and now we got to straighten to like deal with having hit that, and it affects how much we're on the throttle as well. Um, because when you bounce on the inside curve, you can't be hard on the throttle. So if we watch this and watch the throttle, as we go, we got to get back out of the throttle because we're going to hit that curb and we don't want to spin out, and then we can get back into the throttle. So that cost is probably, I don't know, maybe a tenth, but then you multiply that by all the time coming down this front straightaway, and that one little thing probably cost us 3/10, maybe more, 4/10 on running down this front stretch. And so that's a lap car there. I locked it up. I hit the brakes a little too hard. So we'll go slow-mo here and watch the braking pressure. The brake is about where that white line is right there. I get on the brakes and I go to 90-ish% and I hold 90, then I come back out, but it's still sliding now, trying to get the grip on the tires and still trying to brake and not hit the car in front of me. So what was the problem? 85% would have worked. 90% doesn't. And so that 90% caused the lockup. And so if we look at the left front is going to be the worst. So if we watch slow motion here, watch that left front tire as we start heading in here, right about the line there, right about now, lock, still locked, rolling, still locked, still locked. And then we get trying to lift out of it, but we went down to like 50% pressure and we were still locked. So that's how that mistake happened. Just too aggressive on the brakes. So now we're still driving it as we go through the gravel. Oh, go back to full speed. Trying to look and see who's coming. Get back on it. Get going again. So we lost 3 or 4 spots with those off-track excursions. Let's go cockpit view. Tires still felt like a little bit not gripping as well in the next 2 turns, but I got the bit between the teeth now. Trying to make up for that mistake. I think that was a lap car letting us through. Yeah, that was a lap car that I outbraked myself trying to pass. Um, he was getting out of the way of this little 3-car train here. So we are now running. We were in third, and we are now in fifth on lap 10. Backed up my braking marker a little bit there. The other guy. So that black 7 car runs a little bit wide between 1 and 2. We run a tighter line, but now we're side by side. Heading into 3. I left him room on the inside. I wasn't sure exactly where he was and if he was going to dive it in there. I knew I was clear there, so went ahead and used all the track. But now running a defensive line because it looks like he's going to challenge here. So I stayed a little bit to the inside. Hit my apex just right. Switch back to the cockpit view. There you go. That's hitting the apex there. Tires almost to the red. Tires almost to the red. It's about as good as I can get through there. Tires to the red. So we are now running fourth. I started backing up my brake marker for turn 1. I think my front tires were getting a bit overheated, or I was just... Oh, he missed the apex. Here we go. All right. So that's where you see the apexes really make a difference. So if we look... slow motion here. So he's a car width off. The apex is here, and look where he's at. As we come in, he's like a car width and a half off of that, this inside most part, right where the white and blue meet the red. And so that is the difference there. He's having to turn make a sharper turn, which you have to go slower to make a sharper turn. Um, Assuming you're turning at the limit of the tires. Uh, I have a higher limit because I'm not making this sharp of a turn. Uh, so that difference is what is happening here. And so you see by comparison here, like there's, I don't know, inches there. It's super close. We hit it right that time. Uh, yeah, that's maybe 3 or 4 inches. So that's that's how that happens. And the way that turns out is he probably messed up the turn before. So he wasn't wide enough here. Yeah, he didn't have a good entry because he wasn't wide enough out there because he messed up the previous turn a bit. And that caused him to mess up this turn. Now he can't carry as much speed through there and stay on the track. So now we got to take quick evasive action without lifting too much and get that pass done. We're on lap 11. I think that was basically all the interesting parts. Things don't really change position after this. Our fastest lap was the last lap of the race. Oh, I guess a little bit of a run here. See what happens here. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, so I saw he got a run, but I'm not just going to give it to him. He's up the inside somewhere. I don't know exactly where. And so I'm still on the racing line, so I'm just taking my normal kind of line, but I'm going to leave a little more space to the inside through here because I know he's right there somewhere. He puts his left side tires on the dirt, and that's all it takes. So we didn't squeeze him, leaving him plenty of room. And I run my right sides through here. I think I got a time penalty for this right here. Uh, yeah, I got a time penalty for that one. So at this point, I got to lift off, um, and we'll see it here. I'm off the throttle a bit, off the throttle a bit, lifting a little bit early. Basically, I'm trying to give back that time to get rid of the time penalty that I have um, as quickly as I can, where it's not going to cost me too much because I don't want to give it back on the straightaway right here. That would just cost me way too much time. Um, so anyway, fun race. Uh, we're in third right. We're in fourth right now. No, we're in third now as we cross the line. And we finished third. Laps. Yeah, last lap was the fastest one. It was fun times. I enjoyed that one. Thanks for watching.